Ruben Amorim, Ruben Amorim. Manchester United have beaten Manchester City at the Etihad. What's that? 1 win in 11 for them. Ruben Amorim has more wins in those 11 games for Manchester City than Pep Guardiola does. And a big win for Manchester United today at the Etihad. All right then, it's going to be a mad thing. Let's talk about Amad Diallo, because what a performance from Amad Diallo today. Fast becoming everyone's favourite Manchester United player, and he was absolutely unbelievable today. We'll talk about the goals in a little bit, because I thought, even at 1-0 down, whilst I don't think we created many chances today as a team, we obviously had a few. We should have had a penalty earlier on before we got the penalty. A clear foul by Ruben Diaz on Rasmus Højlund. Now, some people going, Rasmus Højlund went down easily. I've watched the highlights from Sky, and I'm not sure who says it, but they say, you're not going to get that in this kind of game. What does that even mean? This kind of game? It's either a foul or it isn't a foul. It was a blatant foul. Diaz didn't get anywhere near the ball, got the man went down. It was a penalty. And then Bruno Fernandes had a chance, which he should have put away. It was a chance that you put money on him putting away. A great pass by Rasmus Højlund to find him. He beats the offside trap and he sticks it over the keeper, but just wide. Manchester United did have their chances today, but even at 1-0, I thought it was a controlled performance. Manchester City didn't have a huge amount of chances themselves. Their goal came from a cross from Kevin De Bruyne, which took a deflection off Amad Diallo and kind of loops back into the danger area. Other than that, it's probably going straight to the goalkeeper or out the back post for a goal kick. And it was a little bit fortunate for them. Gvardiol with a decent header. Maybe Delo could have done better. Maybe Højlund could have done better. Maybe Onana could have done better. But I thought the deflection from the cross, from Diallo, probably kind of made it more difficult for the goalkeeper and the defenders to deal with it in that instant. But in the second half, there was only ever one team. And you'll hear me say it on the club that once we went 1-1, even with a couple of minutes left, I thought we can win this game, because we've seen Manchester City 3-0 up against Feyenoord, 3-3. We've seen their run of form. We've seen how frail they look when they do concede. We've seen, that how emotional they are, how emotional Pep is. I knew there was a way we could get this game won. Now, there was a little bit of fortune in that, I think it was Núñez gives the ball away. Amad Diallo's bright on it, gets the ball. And what I love about that is he could have easily, we're 1-0 down with 5 minutes to go, he could have easily rushed to shoot and missed the shot, because it would have been a very, very difficult shot to take on. But what he does is he calms things down. He sees the defender coming in, stops the ball, pulls it out, and then he gets the foul. Stonewall penalty. Even the idiot referees couldn't not give that one. Bruno Fernandes puts it away as you expect him to from the penalty spot, even though, not going to lie, I was a little bit nervous when he stepped up. I thought maybe that missed chance would still be playing in his mind, and Edison's a very good goalkeeper. Maybe he would pull out a save. But Manchester United got back into it, and from there, you felt like we could win this game. And we did just that. A beautiful pass by Alessandro Martinez. I think he's probably the only defender that could do that in a Manchester United shirt, picking out that pass. It was a fantastic pass. A great run by Amad Diallo. There was never any fear of it being on offside. Kind of holds his run, then commits to the run when he sees the passes coming. His touch over the keeper, immaculate. And then he even had the finish with a couple of players running back onto the line. Maybe a little bit fortunate. It goes through the defender's leg as it rolls over the line to send that away end into absolute bedlam. And Manchester United fans worldwide losing their mind. It was absolutely fantastic by Amad Diallo. An assist for the penalty, a goal for himself. Fantastic pass by Alessandro Martinez, as I said. And Manchester United get a huge win at the Etihad. Unbelievable win. But like I said, at 1-0, I don't feel like at 1-0 down, I don't feel like they really worried us too badly. Obviously, they got that goal and went 1-0 up, as I just explained. But I thought our defensive unit looked really good. Lissandro Martinez, Harry Maguire, Matthijs de Ligt, I thought they looked solid at the back. Didn't really look flustered by much, making key interceptions, key tackles, key blocks as well. The midfield, Manuel Ugarte was everywhere. I think there was one occasion where Phil Foden done him and then gets a shot away, which Maguire and Onana kind of kept out together. There was a little deflection on it from Maguire, and then Onana keeps it out and puts it around a post for a corner. And yeah, I thought Ugarte everywhere. Kobbie Mainoo, who came on as an early sub because Mason Mount was in. And, oh, man, I forgot about that. Just saying it now has brought it back to my memory. I feel so gutted for any player who's continuously injured. I kind of did this chat when we were talking about Phil Jones when he retired. I feel for players that are continuously injured and always picking up those injuries, because it must be so hard for them to have to go back to the drawing board, go back to reset, having to get back into recovery and physio and all those kind of things. It must be very, very difficult to build yourself up and then think, oh, there's just another injury around the corner. We've seen it with Luke Shaw as well. It must be really, really disheartening for them. But it shows you how bad that Mason Mount signing probably is. And look, I was all for it at the time. I still think he could be a useful player if he could stay fit for Manchester United. But just continuously injured. We paid £55 million for him a year before we could have got him on a free. And he's hardly played any football at all. I'm gutted for him. I'm gutted for him. Just continuously injured. Continuously injured. I don't know. Feel sorry for him, man. But look, today, unbelievable day. Like I said, Kobbie Mainoo came in for him, did fantastic. I thought Mazraoui dealt with Doku really well, who was looking a lively threat, who was continuously on the ball. You know, there was a few times where he maybe beat him, but then Mazraoui gets back into position. Diogo Dalot looked good. I think he's had a bad season this season after an excellent one last season, but he looked good today. And then Rasmus Højlund leading the line perfectly. And he even rattled Kyle Walker. What the fuck is Kyle Walker going down over that? He's a grown man with about 7 kids from about 3. Like, what is going on with Kyle Walker there? You should be embarrassed by yourself. What the fuck was that all about? Trying to get people sent off. And in the end, you just look like a sack of shit. Embarrassing from Kyle Walker. Embarrassing from Manchester City. But glorious for Manchester United. And Ruben Amorim getting his first big win as Manchester United manager. Now look, we've got Spurs up next in the League Cup, then we've got Bournemouth, I think we've got Wolves away, then we've got another game which is probably winnable, and then we've got Liverpool coming up away from home. So some fixtures where you'd like to think before that Liverpool game, hopefully we can go on a run, especially in the league. Like, I'll go through those fixtures now. Bournemouth at home, Wolves away, which will probably be their first manager at the Molineux, first game at the Molineux with their new manager, which isn't the one you want really. And then we've got Newcastle at home on the 30th of December. If we can win those 3 games, get ourselves into a nice little run, it'd be great to see. But look, we're still a work in progress, but results are important because it allows the players to buy into what the manager's doing. It allows the fans to start getting belief. It allows even the manager to get more belief than he already has in what he's doing. Now, I know he's a manager that wants to stick to his guns and wants to keep going in the direction he's going in, but you need results to help you, especially as Manchester United boss, and that would have massively helped him. Another defeat there today would have been really disappointing, but we managed to get the win, and in glorious fashion as well. I've heard Ruben Amorim talking about it being in Fergie time and how he had a belief that it could happen. He's singing music in my ears. Now today the game started with a lot of chat about Garnacho and Rashford being left out of the squad, not for disciplinary reasons, the manager says, for performance reasons in matches, in training or whatever. And look, I think the way he's dealt with it is perfect. He's gone, there's a next match. They have to get themselves up for that. He said they've been much better in training since the decision was made for them not to be in the squad today. And they have to use Amad Diallo as an example. No matter what you're going through, no matter the mental challenges you're going through and all those kind of things, use Amad Diallo as an example. There was a time where Erik ten Hag wouldn't play him. He was picking Anthony ahead of him, picking anybody ahead of him. I think Mazraoui started in the number 10 when it maybe should have been Diallo, sorry. Like, use him as an example. When you want it enough, you will get it. You will get it. And I love Garnacho, I love Rashford. I think they can be key players for Ruben Amorim. And Ruben Amorim's pretty much... the guy's just perfect, isn't he? Everything that comes across his path, everything he has to deal with, his response to it in the press is immaculate. He does 100 interviews as well, a week. 100 interviews a week. And he still manages to continuously say the right things. My gaffer, I'm really looking forward to seeing what we can build with this man in charge. But today was a huge victory for the Reds. Those fans in the corner as well, in that away end, a lot of them would have been in Pilsen for that game against Victoria Pilsen, which wasn't, I know we won, it was a real drab performance from Manchester United. They probably would have been in the away end at Portman Road as well for that 1-1 draw. They've been around the houses, and finally, they get a big result like that. They deserve that. It was great to see Andre Onana up in there as well, celebrating when Amad Diallo got that goal. But what a glorious day it is to be a Manchester United fan. Now we've just got to keep this up, keep it going, build some momentum, and who knows where it can take us. Because, I mean, I just looked at the table. We're still 13th. So there's still a long way to go in what we're doing. But victories like that can play a massive part to helping the belief of everyone involved in Manchester United. Ruben Amorim's mighty Red Army are on a roll. Fingers crossed. I'm AdamMcKola. I'm out of here.